Hey! This is Mr. Poddable. The plan was set, but tension was palpable. As much as I trusted Marcus's skills, fear of making one wrong move gnawed at me. The stakes were higher than ever, and with every step we took, the line between victory and disaster grew thinner. Marcus moved quickly. Within days, he set up a secure communication line, ensuring that whatever we discussed remained confidential. Emily and I had to be careful, even within the walls of our own office. The environment we worked in had become hostile territory, and every glance, every whispered conversation felt like it was being monitored. "Jack, we need to proceed with caution," Marcus advised during our first secure call. "Whoever is behind this has been meticulous, but they've grown too confident. They've left traces, small, almost invisible, but I can follow them." Emily and I exchanged glances as Marcus continued. We knew what was at stake. This wasn't just about protecting the company, it was about survival. "Here's the plan," Marcus said, his voice steady. "You're going to continue with business as usual, but I need you to plant some breadcrumbs, false information that will lead them into a trap. I'll be monitoring every move they make, and once they take the bait, we'll strike." It was risky, but we didn't have much choice. The only way to expose our enemies was to lure them into the open. Over the next week, Emily and I began the delicate task of creating false leads. We carefully crafted fake documents, bogus emails, and misleading communications that would seem like the perfect opportunity for whoever was pulling the strings. It was a nerve-wracking process, knowing any slip-up could expose our ruse and lead to disastrous consequences. But as the days passed, the trap began to take shape. We saw the first signs of interest, a few strange pings on the server, a suspicious email that seemed just a little too eager to get information. Marcus kept us updated, confirming someone was biting at the bait, albeit cautiously. "Don't rush it," Marcus warned. "They're testing the waters, trying to see if it's too good to be true. We need to keep the illusion going, make them believe they're about to get exactly what they want." As we moved forward, I saw the strain on Emily's face. She was holding up well, but the pressure was immense. I couldn't help but feel guilty. She had been dragged into this mess because of my decisions, and now, her fate was tied to mine. But we were in this together, and we had to see it through. Then, one night, everything changed. It was late, and the office was nearly empty. Emily had already gone home, and I was finishing the last of the day's work when I received an unexpected call from Marcus. "Jack, we've got a problem," he said, his voice low and urgent. "They've taken the bait, but they're not coming for the information, they're coming for you." My heart skipped a beat. "What do you mean?" "There's a hit out on you," Marcus replied. "Whoever's behind this knows you're onto them, and they've decided to eliminate the threat. You need to get out of there now." Panic surged through me, but I forced myself to stay calm. "Where do I go?" "I've already arranged a safe house," Marcus said. "It's off the grid, and they won't be able to track you there. I'll send you the coordinates. Go there immediately, and don't tell anyone, not even Emily. The less she knows, the safer she'll be." I didn't have time to argue. Within minutes, I packed up essentials and slipped out of the office, avoiding surveillance cameras. My mind raced as I drove through the city, following Marcus's directions. This was real, someone wanted me dead, and I had no idea who it was or why. When I arrived at the safe house, a nondescript building on the outskirts of the city, Marcus was already there waiting for me. He ushered me inside quickly, his face grim. "We don't have much time," he said. "I've traced some communications back to a source, but it's not what I expected. This goes deeper than corporate sabotage." "What do you mean?" I asked, trying to process everything. Marcus took a deep breath. "The people behind this aren't just targeting your company, Jack. They're part of something much larger, a shadow organization that specializes in taking down powerful figures and institutions. They use insiders like Emily to weaken their targets, then move in for the kill." The room seemed to close in around me as I absorbed his words. This was more than just a vendetta, this was a calculated operation, and I was at the center of it. "We need to find out who they are," I said, determination hardening in my voice. "We need to expose them." Marcus nodded. "I've got a plan, but it's dangerous. We're going to have to go deep undercover, infiltrate their network, and gather enough evidence to bring them down. It's going to take time, and there's no guarantee we'll make it out alive." I looked him in the eye, my resolve unwavering. "Let's do it." As the night wore on, we began to lay out the details of our plan. It was a long shot, but it was the only chance we had to fight back. The safe house became our headquarters, A place where we could operate without fear of being watched. But even as we worked, a nagging thought lingered at the back of my mind. Emily. I hadn't told her where I was or what was happening. I knew it was for her own safety, but the secrecy felt like another betrayal. I picked up my phone and stared at her contact, my thumb hovering over the call button. But in the end, I put it down. There was no turning back now. The game had changed, and the only way out was to face our enemies head-on. As dawn broke, casting a pale light over the city, I knew that the battle was just beginning. The lion's den awaited, and there was no room for fear. To be continued? Thanks for listening, stay curious, stay awesome, and as always, keep it poddable. See you in the next episode.